All right, so we know the winter can be tough, trying to think of the things to keep the family entertained.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we got a place for you that can help. It's called Roaring Brook Nature Center, and it's in Canton.
Oh, my old stomping grounds. When you visit, you're going to see animals and learn about Connecticut's wildlife. Plus, there are miles of walking trails, too.
Sounds like so much fun. Melissa Cole stopped by for a visit.
Box turtles, they are omnivores. Can someone tell me what it means to be an omnivore?
School programs here at the Roaring Brook Nature Center in Canton look a little different these days, thanks to this recent wave of COVID, but the students are still learning about their favorite reptiles over Zoom.
Does it have teeth like we do?
The big issue at this time of year for us is schools. Institutions like this, much of our programming and our revenue comes from programs we do with the schools, and at this point, school field trips have ceased.
Director Jay Kaplan wants people to know this nature center is open for business. Bring a mask and enjoy all there is to see here.
All right, so families right now in the wintertime are looking for things to do. So you can come here. What are some of the highlights?
Okay, some of the things that are very popular are the animals, of course. We have turtles and lizards and snakes. All these animals have a story behind them. In the case of the snakes, all of these snakes are pretty much unwanted pets that people had as pets and couldn't keep anymore for whatever reason.
How old is this snake?
This snake is not that old, but these corn snakes can live into their 20s.
And where would you normally find this snake?
They're not native. They're from southern New Jersey down to Florida.
Oh, look at this. What is this?
This is Pogo. Pogo is a young bearded dragon. Again, he was a pet that somebody got, and the kids, I guess, had to give him up. They weren't really giving him what he needed.
So people should really think before they get a pet like this.
Sure, and we're not talking just cats and dogs, but a lot of people want to have more exotic pets, and they don't recognize what's required.
You can also meet Lola the white rabbit and Chestnut the flying squirrel. He likes peanuts and is super fast. Believe it or not, he was someone's pet too. But even more amazing is how the Roaring Brook Nature Center cares for injured birds and other small animals.
We are licensed by the state and the federal government as a wildlife rehabilitation facility, and this is our treatment room so that when an animal comes in, if somebody brings in an animal that's been injured, we can treat it in here and the people can actually watch what's being done to it.
This little screech owl was hit by a car. The team here nursed her back to health, and just recently, she was strong enough to fly free. That's the goal. But sometimes the injury is too great for the animal to make it in the wild, so they have new homes here.
Both of these birds were hit by a car. Tia, the larger one, the lower one is a red-tailed hawk, and she unfortunately had to have a piece of her wing amputated, so she can't fly. The upper one is a red-shouldered hawk, and he can fly, but he's missing an eye.
Look at this beautiful barred owl. Have you ever heard this sound before?
You can see they're so used to that they don't look at me.
But if you hear that noise out in the wild, you'll know it's this type of owl.
That's barred owls, yeah.
She repeated that sound back to us 3 times, of course when the camera wasn't rolling, so you'll have to take my word. It was pretty cool. Jay also filled up the bird feeders now that the bears are hibernating, and we got a pretty good show.
About how many different kinds of birds can you see here on a given day?
Oh, well, if you stand out there for 10 minutes, you can probably see a dozen different birds coming to the feeder, and then every once in a while, as birders hope, something unusual will show up.
And it happened to us, a rare bird sighting.
This bird is a Yellow-Bellied Sapsucker, one of our more uncommon woodpeckers. They drill lines of holes in trees, and then they wait for the sap to run out, and they come back and lap up the sap and any insects that might be attracted to it.
But you can play a little bird feeder bingo while you're in here.
Yeah, you can. All of these birds have been in this swirl down here. All show up at the feeder, and just this morning, almost all of these birds have made at least an appearance at the bird feeders at least once.
There are indoor and outdoor scavenger hunts here. Full moon walks once a month, you'll have to bundle up for those. Bird walks, winter survival courses, lots of great ways to learn about Connecticut's wildlife and landscape while having a little winter family fun.
And Jay Kaplan is a Connecticut treasure. He is the man. He is just so knowledgeable about it. He's been there for decades.
That's fantastic.
He's just a really super nice guy. All right, you can visit the Roaring Brook Nature Center's website to learn more about the exciting programs.
Yep, the full moon walks are really popular in the wintertime, but the one today has been canceled because of weather.
It says it on their website.
Yeah, so you're going to have to
Canceled.
register for those, and you can visit their website, www.roaringbrook.org.